Vision.
Discover the unexpected worlds of the Anheuser-Busch theme parks. Busch Gardens, Tampa.
Busch Garden Safari roller coaster hut thing.
Where animals run wild, but it's unlike any zoo.
A brewery and a zoo?
But it's unlike any zoo.
And a zoo?
It's unlike any zoo.
Zoo?
Zoo.
Zoo?
Zoo.
Zoo?
Zoo.
Zoo?
Zoo.
Busch Gardens, no longer owned by Anheuser-Busch, not technically a garden, neither holy nor Roman, nor close enough to Orlando to be worth the drive.
Now, this is not the first Busch Gardens, because the first Busch Gardens closed in 1937, but this is the first one I've been to. Hell, before I became a SeaWorld employee, the only other park owned by the company that I had been to was Sesame Place in Pennsylvania when I was a young child, and terrified to meet the honkers in person. I knew something was wrong. He wasn't supposed to be this big. I was strangely okay meeting Cookie Monster, though, go figure. Busch Gardens Tampa opened in 1959 as Busch Gardens, the Dark Continent. Like all Busch Gardens parks, it was originally built around a brewery and included other things like the Bird Gardens and... well, that was it. But it expanded over the years, adding more animals, a bunch of rides, and a water park called Adventure Island. Then Anheuser-Busch was purchased by InBev, and the new mega giants of beer thought, what the hell are we doing running theme parks when there's so many unintoxicated youths in the world? So they changed Busch Entertainment's name to SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment, and they sold it off to Blackstone, who already owned a share of Merlin Entertainment and Universal Orlando. Soon they'll have Disney surrounded. Anyway, now it's basically a zoo with roller coasters decorated to look like Africa and named after a company that doesn't own it anymore. But hey, there are free roaming animals on the Serengeti Plain, and there's Jeep tours of said plain. Except unlike the Kilimanjaro safaris, the Busch Garden Jeep tour costs extra. But you can glimpse these animals for free from the Skyway and the train ride, each of which depart from several lands. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Tomorrow we'll begin our look at this park as we enter Morocco. I confess all my knowledge of Morocco comes from Casablanca, so I fully expect to run into Hang on, we already did this bit, didn't we?
Duff beer for me, duff beer for you. I'll have a duff, you have one too. Duff beer for me, duff beer for you. I'll have a duff, you have one too. Duff beer for me, duff beer for you.
I want to get off.
You can't get off. We have 5 more continents to visit.
Geek Vision.
The entry plaza of the park is themed after Morocco. One of the first things you'll see when you enter is the Garden Nook. Here it is, the Busch Garden! Totally worth the 2-hour drive from Orlando. Well, that was fun. Let's go home now. Yes, there are the typical entrance area shops and eateries here. Yes, if there's one thing Casablanca's known for, it's its surfing.
I came to Casablanca for the waters.
But there are also, gasp, a few actual attractions in the entrance area. There's Gwazi, a wooden roller coaster that may not have any Lego dinosaurs, but it is rickety as all get out. But if you're too short for that, right next to the coaster is Gwazi Gliders, which has absolutely nothing to do with Gwazi proper, other than proximity. Then there's a show called Let's Get Loud, a Miami dance party. Really? A Miami show? That'd be like building a theme park dedicated to the state it was in. And then waiting 11 years to make it worth visiting. God, I miss Disneyland. But most majestic of all is the Moroccan Palace Theater, which houses a show called Iceploration. Now, I know the name Iceploration sounds like something Schwarzenegger would say to a benippled Clooney, but rest assured, this is nothing like a Joel Schumacher movie. It's just a bunch of people ice skating around in brightly colored campy animal costumes. That means you, Ben Savage. We meet a typical American youth playing a typical American video game while on a typical American Skype call, dreading his impending trip with his grandfather.
Hi, Austin. Max.
Hi, Grandpa. Hello, Mr. Jones.
Don't you two ever play outside?
Why?
I sense wackiness related to the generation gap afoot.
Do you have everything?
Yep.
And you looked up the coordinates to the African Serengeti?
Yeah, but...
Then let's go.
This is a surprisingly mellow episode of Rick and Morty. So they travel via Google Maps to Africa, where the deer and the antelope play.
Hello, friend.
And what exactly is that?
An African ground hornbill. And just the fellow I wanted to see. Austin, please make note that this hornbill appears to be perfectly healthy and well fed.
Well, we found one healthy animal. Time to go home. Remember, kids, baby elephants and gazelles are all the time skating together. Whoa, bouncing and skating? Take that, Festival of the Lion King. Then Chitara skates around and kills a gazelle. doesn't eat it, just murders it and throws the body away. Ah, the circle of life.
Whoa, Grandpa.
Grandpa.
I want to see it again.
I love animal carnage on ice.
Unlike your games, Austin, in real life, there isn't a replay button.
Oh, so real life's more like a Sierra game you forgot to save.
Technology is always changing. GPS, for instance. Sometimes it's just easier to pull out my old compass. See, from where we're standing, our next destination is southwest of here.
Grandpa, the Great Barrier Reef is this way.
Okay, but I'm not giving up my compass quite yet.
Those were to be his final words. So after that visit to Festival of the Lion King, the duo now visits Finding Nemo the Musical.
Look at that snake. It's huge.
Not a snake, Austin. We can tell from this submersible that it's a giant moray eel.
We can hear from our audience seats that they're using clunky exposition.
And there are so many colors.
Graded colors is a sign the reef is healthy.
But our presence will soon put a stop to that. So the sea life skates around until a shark comes. And no, I didn't add that music. At least Jaws is still allowed in one park in Florida. But his appearance amounts to very little as we move on to a flag ceremony. Then we finally get to the ice-themed portion of our ice show.
I want to get a new reading on the ice thickness near here. No, you stay here. I'll be back shortly.
So the wise, responsible grandpa leaves Austin completely alone in the frozen wilderness.
Research center is.
To east, I know, but Grandpa.
I'll be back soon. Use your imagination. Explore.
Explore what? There's nothing around here for miles.
Yeah, he's sitting on a ghost!
Huh? What? Hey! That ice block wasn't there a minute ago. Awesome!
My brain is freezing to death! Hallucinatory rave time! Yes, kids, follow your crazy old grandpa to the middle of nowhere and you too can party with ice ghosts.
The Aurora Borealis. Chance to see this kind of light show makes it worth the journey, doesn't it? Are you ready to go?
What is this expedition exactly? He just keeps traveling halfway across the world to look at shit for a minute and a half before traveling another halfway across the world?
Look at this place.
And look, it's working again.
I haven't had a signal at any other spot between the North Pole and South America. I gotta switch to Verizon. No, Austin, that's what Blip wants you to do.
Austin, have you ever smelled anything quite this extraordinary?
Yeah, what is that?
A healthy ecosystem.
Truly one of the grossest things imaginable. Let's grab the bulldozers and fulfill our duties as Captain Planet villains. And here comes the Rainforest Showgirls. What happens in the rainforest stays in the rainforest. Then some human-sized terrifying lizards try to eat a human-sized uncomfortably sexual bug, and we're back to Festival of the Lion King. And the monkeys abduct the kid.
I hate to break up this monkey business, but
You've been waiting this whole damn trip to use that one.
Already? But there's so much more to do out here.
and where exactly is here?
Grandpa, out here in the world.
Austin, that world starts in your own backyard.
Oh, right.
I forgot that my house is the starting point of all life in the universe. Funny how that slipped my mind.
Let's take a picture.
I can't wait to show Grandma.
I just sent it to her.
Brilliant, Austin, thanks.
Sure, I can teach you how to do it.
It's a deal.
And we learned that technology freaks and nature freaks can indeed both learn from each other. But nature freaks are still inherently superior. Tomorrow we'll continue our look at this park as we enter its original attraction, the Bird Gardens.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love. You never take advice. Someday you'll pay the price, I know. I've seen it before, it happens all the time. You're closing the door, you leave the world behind.
Geek Vision.
Now we move on to the park's original non-beer attraction, the Bird Gardens, where you can get up close and personal with exotic birds, and maybe even share a meal with them. Why do you get to be Wallace Shawn? I always have to be Andre Gregory.
You're no match for my brains.
But at least they passive-aggressively, or maybe outright facetiously, thank us for staying on the precious sidewalks.
And your card was just great.
Then we reach Epcot levels of geography by putting Australia in the middle of our Africa park.
Australia. Yes, Australia.
Yes, Walkabout Way, where we can be concerned for Busch Gardens wallabies.
I'm glad to hear that.
My wallaby means a lot to me.
Yes, they're not just a street where Wallace and Gromit or P. Sherman live. They're a real-life animal that apparently fight kangaroos. Kangaroo versus wallaby in a no-holds-barred death match for marsupial supremacy. Everyone was getting ready for the big match, but when the wallaby turned up injured before the big fight under mysterious circumstances, the kangaroo was sentenced to life in prison without parole.
I swear I'm gonna get you out of here, Mac. I know you were framed. I'm gonna get you out of here.
There's also the Bird Gardens Theater, which hosts Critter Castaways, a children's show featuring humans and pets living on an island.
And like with any theme park show aimed at children, it is my solemn duty to snark about it based on logical criteria it never intended to follow.
The set is made up of a shipwrecked vessel called the Amazon Queen. Huh. Amazon Queen. So who would the asylum get to be their Bogart and Hepburn? Big deal. Any old play can start with, "Oh, what a beautiful morning." Call me when a kid show at a theme park opens with Spadoinkle. A bunch of pets do a bunch of chores using a bunch of wacky invented devices. Gah, a human!
Oh, what a beautiful day. Everyone's up, gonna greet the day, get up and sing.
Where have I heard that melody before?
With a thankful heart, with an endless joy, with a growing family, every girl and boy will be...
Huh. Then again, that movie took a lot of musical motifs from Christmas carols, and hell, Disney ripped off your entire park, so I guess turnabout's fair play.
Yeah, I live at the shipwreck 2 blocks away. Could you please not sing so loudly first thing in the morning?
Yes, I'm sure your harmonious debris did nothing to upset this island's delicate ecosystem.
Good morning, Daddy. Do you want to come on out here and help me with this laundry? Well, come on now, don't be shy. I could really use your help. And we only have a little bit left to do. Oh, there you go.
Well, now we have to do the wash again, thanks to all this black plague.
And make up our beds and clean and wash and clean and fix up. That laundry thing I have got me. There, you there. That's it, I need that tail. Good morning to you.
Watch my mouth.
Good morning. It's just incredible getting to be living in harmony. Together now, 1, 2, 3. Living in harmony. Each bird and cat, kangaroo are living in harmony, and you can too.
Yes, with just 10 easy payments of $19.95, you too can experience the wonders of harmony. We live in it, you can too.
What do I do with my hair?
I guess living in harmony frees up a lot of time for concern about superficial appearances. But then there are some unexpected visitors on Harmony Island.
Oh, well, we got the Spirits Party cruise. We got off to sightsee. Now we're lost and I can't find my cell phone.
I'm hungry.
In tonight's episode of Gilligan's Island, the part of the Harlem Globetrotters will be played by Jughead and Veronica.
Oh, I'm sure your boat's gone by now.
What?
Oh, it's all fine. It has to pass this side of the island on its way out. Hey, we can signal them to pick you up.
Oh, great.
So Jane talks up how great life is on the island.
It's Tiffany.
Oh, OMG. Dog germs.
That's right. It's lunchtime. We have to go feed the animals.
Wait! I thought you were going to help me signal the boat.
Yeah.
All right.
I was kind of hoping you'd forget about that because I really need to recruit you guys into our weird survivalist cult if I'm gonna meet my quota.
Then our castaways reluctantly learn about animal life.
What's up with this funky hair?
That's not hair. They're feathers. This is my house fish. He's a tarantula, also known as the lesser anteater.
Well, doesn't anyone eat anything normal around here?
I am completely shocked that these animals don't eat Hot Pockets or drink Four Loko.
Hey guys! Oh, get that cat away from me!
Mickey, that's not a cat. It's a bear.
Yeah, you idiot. You thought you were scared by a cat, but it was just a bear.
Hey everybody, it's playtime!
Playtime. That's what they call their sacrificial ritual to the volcano god.
Hey, what are you doing? I said get out of here!
The Young Cruella de Vil Chronicles.
Oh, Mickey, you're just in time to wait for the animals. Oh,
Like WTF, LOL, Goatsy.
Hey, I think this is what that dog Tiffany was trying to show me earlier. Oh, I guess that wasn't so bad.
Kinda pointless, but not bad per se.
This is my friend Tarzan, and he loves playing football, but you'll never guess what position.
What?
The ball.
The ball? Alright, let's see what we can do here. Maybe around like this. Hey, we got a ball!
Remember, kids, throw your pets as hard as you can. It's fun.
It looks like we're going to it. It is a big out. That's Tarzan.
Alright, Tarzan. Hey, Sam, do you want to try another?
Another one?
This is my pal Monkey, and he loves to shoot hoops.
Alright, Monkey, let's go shoot some hoops.
Alright, everybody, I need your help. Let's count these hoops for Monkey. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
One fucking amateur.
I guess playing with the animals wasn't so bad after all. Oh, Tiffany, you brought me my purse back. Thank you. Hey, wait a minute. This is kind of heavy. What have you been up to? Aw, Tiffany, is this a present?
You murdered my idiot boyfriend and brought me his femur? Then the whole cruise was worth it.
No, the moron lives, and he tries making a flare out of fireworks.
You can't have a flare without gunpowder now, can you? Let's see. Put this in here, maybe a fuse, and well, I think that about does it. 2 bags of gunpowder. I like the way you're thinking. But you know what? I bet we can get a really big one if we use 3 bags. I mean, honestly, what's the worst thing that can happen with 3 bags of gunpowder? I mean, we get a huge bag. Oh, would be sure. All right, we'll do it your way.
Ah yes, that old rule of Chekhov's. If a 3-bag rocket is shown in Act 3, it must immediately be abandoned because a bird played dead listening to the Godfather soundtrack.
You know, this looks like it could be the start to a beautiful friendship.
Oh come on, you're ripping off the wrong Bogart movie. So the animals adorably set off a ridiculous chain reaction to signal an SOS, and the dumb boyfriend wackily blows up a dog. Wait, what?
And by that, I mean she was the first dog I ever spent more than 30 seconds with.
I'm so sorry. I never had a chance to tell you how much you mean to me.
Okay, and I thought romance was forced in fiction.
I'll never see you again. Oh, Tiffany! She's okay!
And they're so happy the dog's alive, they don't even care that they missed their boat.
Okay. We'll just have to wait for the next one. Or the one after that.
Or maybe we can just stay here forever.
Why not? We all did.
We all did. Stay with us forever.
Everybody, one more time.
We've got more kid stuff ahead with Sesame Street Safari of Fun.
Now this is the tale of our castaways. They're here for a long, long time. They'll have to make the best of things. It's an uphill climb. The first mate and his skipper too will do their very best to make the others comfortable in their tropic island nest.
No phone, no light,
no motor cars, not a single luxury. Like Robinson Crusoe, it's primitive as can be. So join us here each week, my friends. You're sure to get a smile from 7 stranded castaways here on Gilligan's Island.
Geek Vision.
Then there's Sesame Street Safari of Fun, the token kiddie area with the token generic kiddie rides, vaguely painted to have something to do with your favorite Muppets that escaped Disney's corporate grasp. Oh hey, Telly's still around. Good for him. And since every land here seems to be getting a live show, this one is called A is for Africa. And do I need to be caught up on any Sesame Street lore before I watch this? Sure, I loved the show as a kid, but back then, Elmo hadn't quite yet rebuilt it in his own image. Zoe was still a new character shortly before I stopped keeping track, and in my day, Incompetent Magic wasn't performed by Abby Cadabby, but by the amazing Mumford. And weirdly, this show features none of the characters of Carol Spinney or Jerry Nelson or, oh, what's his name? Oh yeah, this guy. But at least it has two of my favorite no longer Frank Oz characters, so maybe it can open up some childhood joy.
Welcome to Sesame Street Safari of Fun!
Hey, the character's mouths move. That's more than Beauty and the Beast can say. But good luck seeing the sun through the thick layer of translucent humidity that covers this state 90% of the time.
What are we going to do today?
I certainly hope that it is not just singing and dancing all day. I am so out of shape.
Seriously, I played football games that require less energy than these musical numbers.
So what can we do today? Well, ever since we found these cool costumes and staffs,
Which was, what, backstage 45 seconds ago?
I wanted to go to Africa.
Oh yeah! Yes, it is much too far for us to walk, Abby Cadabby. That's a long story.
Well, I know I haven't had much luck with magic tricks lately, but I'd like to try this.
Oh no!
Wait a minute, Abby! Wait a minute, everybody! We don't need to go to Africa. We can just pretend.
So Zoe proposes the idea of Africa and immediately settles for pretending to go to Africa. Darling, will you marry me?
Yes, I will. We'll have a big, expensive wedding. All of our family and friends will be there. We'll have a glorious honeymoon in the Bahamas.
Whoa. We don't need to get married. We can just pretend.
Wait, what?
Then again, I guess anything's better than subjecting yourself to one of Abby's spells gone wrong. Voldemort had a nose before he met Abby.
What's it like in Africa?
Well, Abby Cadabby, at night it can get pretty cold in some spots.
It can.
Oh yes, but during the day, it sure can get hot.
So the extent of Grover's knowledge of Africa was it has a temperature range.
Hot?
Hot.
I'm a fire.
Well, they're singing this now.
Oh, the people. Here we go. It's getting warm here.
Well, something about that is just downright unsettling.
I'm feeling very hot. I got to take a little break.
Geez, are none of you in good enough shape for musical numbers? This is why Mitt Romney wanted to fire you people.
You are going to like this. It is called Hondo Safari. Let us play it, shall we?
Grover, how have you hold up the cards?
Because I know you're too out of shape to hold up cardboard.
All of our audience friends need to split up into 3 teams.
I'll take this area right over here. You're all sort of like my own African tribe of people.
Zoe is excited about owning African people. Yep, no terribly offensive ways to misinterpret that.
A penguin. Oh, good. Me like penguins. Yeah, because penguins waddle. Penguins swim.
Cookie. No! That's not a penguin. You mean silly. It's a different color. See? That's a crane. It's taller.
See the crane? See it? See the damn crane?
You know, we may not have gone to Africa, but pretending that we were there sure was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I like wearing these beautiful African costumes. I like playing the photo safari game.
We each liked one of the 2 things we did in this show.
Yeah, fun. Okay, where are the cookies?
I'm not here with you. And
That's a nice touch with Cookie Monster trying to eat the set. I guess they forgot to tell him that plywood is a sometimes food.
Miss you already.
Okay, that was cute. Tomorrow we'll continue to move around the park, starting at Stanleyville.
He said, wubba, 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 woo, woo, woo. Wubba, 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 and a doodly doo. He sang wubba, 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 so I sang it too. Do not wubba me or I will wubba you. Do not wubba me or I will wubba you.
Geek Vision.
Let's move on to Stanleyville, which includes not 1, but 2 water rides. Ha! What other park has so many water rides so close to each other? besides, presumably, Adventure Island. And for that matter, Islands of Adventure. We'll get to that. There's a smokehouse here that has some good meats, but nothing as daring as the bull testicles I was offered in the real Africa. And then there's Sheikra, a massive beast of a roller coaster that not only hangs some passengers off the edges, but just has to be a dick and hang passengers off the front for a second, taunting them with their impending doom like Wile E. Coyote. Then there's Jungala, or Jungala, or Jungala, or Jungala. Look, we need at least one land whose name is a stupid made-up word. This is one of those lands that really tries to trick kids into learning, featuring exploration stuff and more up-close animal encounters, such as the amazing Tiger Periscope Box!
Man, what a lazy tiger.
Then we go deep into the Congo, which has a decided lack of Bruce Campbell, but it does feature a roller coaster called Kumba, and I'm really running out of shit to say about roller coasters. They roll, they coast, what do you want from me? And then there's another water ride, some remote control stuff, and bumper cars called Oobang-a-bang, bang, a bangity bang, Oobang-a-bang, bang, bangity bang.
Bang, 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 bang,
Then you go
all the way to Timbuktu.
Timbuktu, themed after an African market, has the Sand Serpent and Scorpion roller coasters, some more kids rides, and generic arcade and carnival games. Yeah, the actual content isn't anything special, but generally the architecture and layout sticks to the theming, and there, lying before you, is the Desert Grill Restaurant and Theater, a flat-out gorgeous venue that hosts a show called Dance to the Music.
Now, I know the name Dance to the Music sounds like a 1970s jukebox musical or something, but of course that wouldn't make any sense given the theme of the area, so...
Dance to the music. Dance to the music.
Okay, Busch Gardens, you can be a generic mishmash of random arbitrary amusements, or you can be immersive themed environment experience, but for the love of Mark Davis, pick one and run with it already. There's nothing wrong with this show if you like 70s music, but it not only has nothing to do with this area, it has nothing to do with this whole park. I mean, they claim it's something about how the music of the decade has roots in African culture or something, but it's just singing songs from the decade. It's like if I reviewed something by just showing clips of it with none of my own insight.
And that's different from what you do. How?
Oh, for crying out loud, I drove to Tampa to get away from you.
And I shut down LucasArts to piss you off. Funny old thing, our relationship.
Yeah, that would have stung more if they made a game that I had cared about this century. Anyway, next time we'll finish up Busch Gardens with Nairobi and Egypt. Anyway, next is Nairobi, which has more animal stuff. Good to have the back and forth. Roller coasters, animals, roller coasters, animals. Then we move on to Egypt, which has Tut's Tomb, a walkthrough attraction that simulates the pharaoh's excavated resting place, putting you right in the middle of, wow, that was short. And there's Montu, a vaguely Egyptian-themed roller coaster that's basically one of the tracks at Islands of Adventure's Dragon Challenge. And then there's Cheetah Hunt, the park's newest coaster, and I would say my favorite. It launches you at cheetah-like speeds, and twists around and launches you some more. There's not really much to say about it, it's just fun. And yeah, that was Busch Gardens, and I know it wasn't really fun to describe, but it's actually not a bad little park. But I know the question you all want me to answer. Which is better, Busch Gardens or Animal Kingdom? Well, if you're speaking strictly as an amusement park, there's no contest, it's Busch Gardens all the way. It has way more rides than Animal Kingdom, especially roller coasters. But as a theme park, that's a tough call. Certainly Animal Kingdom is more convincingly immersive, for the most part. There are parts of Busch Gardens that try harder than others, and some parts do a damn good job, but you're still looking at generic amusement hunks of steel in the middle of your immersive Africa environment. Busch may have roller coasters that are more thrilling than Everest, but none feel as at home in their land or as committed to their theme as Everest does. And obviously, where Animal Kingdom wins is convenience. You're already getting a Disney Park Hopper Pass, and you don't need to take a 2-hour shuttle ride to get to it. But if you want more roller coasters, more Dizzy rides, and more name recognition, if not direct association with a famous beer company, Busch Gardens is worth a visit. Next time, we'll keep it in the corporate family as we return to Orlando for SeaWorld.
It's gonna take a lot to get me away from you. Damn. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. Sapien. I bless the rains down in Africa. Oh, bless the rains down in Africa. I God bless the rains down in Africa.